All right. There we go. Okay, good morning, everyone. Well, we have about 20 minutes to the opening bell. And as we're sitting here this morning, we really don't have a lot that we're working with, which is a little disappointing. But of course, some days are like this. So SIDU just sort of popped up here. It's already feeling like a little slow. I don't know. There was news at 9. We'll see whether or not it opens up. I'm not really sure. The high was 285. I sort of doubt it. BBIG. This one is at the volume weight average price. It's actually just below the VWAP. So this one's not holding up super well. So yeah, we're just kind of in this grind this morning where our gap scanners don't look that great. I don't really see anything I'm in love with. So with only 15 minutes to the opening bell, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty slow day. You know, SIDU popping up there shows you that there's definitely traders that are waiting for something and looking for something, but I just don't know if we're going to get that clean momentum. This one, so you see it's starting to open up like a little bit more. Your high is 95. So, but it seems like there might be sellers on it. So let's just keep watching it. There's a seller at 95. So right now I can see that there's a hidden seller at 95. It broke that level. Now it popped up just a little more. And let's see how it trades here. So now it's back to 96, right? Sellers stacked at 99. So your high is 304. You've got a seller at 96. Now it's coming back down again. So I would say the level to watch generally on this type of stock would be about 305. And I would be thinking really you have to be kind of cautious on it because this may not end up working out super well. We'll see. I'm just sitting on the sidelines right now. So see how there's that seller there at 302. So what it kind of seems like is that maybe someone's trying to be shorting against the $3 level. So the low of the last pullback was 265. So we'll let it pull back a little bit more. High of that last 1 minute candle is 302. I'll add there at 302. So the reason I'm adding is because this is a first 1 minute candle to make a new high. And now I'm going to add over 310. And then we're going to look for 315. 10, adding there at 10, there's 311. Taking a little off the table, it should have gone right to 315. Reducing size, back to flat, $1,000. New order will go at 312. Prove you can hold these levels and I'll buy back. It's not easy to borrow, but it is on short sale restriction. See how it's stacked there on the ask? So that's because short sellers are going to short this one by being on the ask. So $1,000 on one trade there. High volume on this candle, 400,000 shares. But now I need to position on a pullback. It's extended from 210 up to 3. Of course, this could be our wild card stock where we end up seeing something more interesting on it. But let's just see how it holds these levels. It feels a little top heavy up here. I'd like to see whether or not it can prove that it has the buyers to hold over $3. So, by the way, those tuning in, reminders, always trading is risky and my results are not typical, so I encourage you to take it slow and practice in a simulator before you put real money on the line. There's a hidden buyer there, so I'm going to buy the dip, 305. Now looking for the pop back up to add over 312. So I'm in on the dip, new orders at 315. I can add at 312. Watch here, added at 12. Now watch to add over 15, and let's see if we get a move up to 18 and 20. So 14's on the ask. Back to flat for now. We'll try again on the next attempt. So basically bought the dip, we got the curl back up to 15, back to flat. Now looking for the next attempt. It should have gone right through 17 to 20, hit 15, which is fine, but I was ready to keep adding. So these are going to be quick trades. I'm going to keep real light on my toes, jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. Now, if it holds up here as we go into the open, it's possible that we'll see it pull away. That's possible, given that it's the only stock right now in the entire market that's holding up. It's possible. I'm just not sure it's going to happen. So what's the high? 315. Watching for hidden buyers on the tape. We know we're extended off of our moving averages and the volume weighted average price. Added back at 10. Now looking for the break through 15. So watching 315 and then 316, 317. There's 14 on the ask. Added at 14. Adding at 15, there's 18. That gives me a little profit at 16. New orders at 20. If this starts to pull away here. So watching the volume profile is important. Watching to add down here on this pullback. Added at 14. Looking for the break through 18 and then up to 20. If we can break through 320, 325, then we might start to increase with volume. So watch over 20 for an add, and then 22 and 25. 19 on the ask, added at 19, and added again there at 20. So as you see it pulling away, as it breaks that level, that's a profit opportunity. Then the new order goes at 25. Added at 24. Now looking to increase size up to 28 and 30. Let's see if this starts to pull away up here. So watch over 26. Added there. Now there's 28. Next add is 30. So what's happening is we're pulling away. This is exactly what we want to see. Added at 30. And now I'm looking for 33 and 34. Added at 33. Looking for a squeeze up to 35 and 36. There's 37. I have 45,000 shares, and adding here at 38 to ride that momentum up through 40. We've got parabolic momentum, taking a little off the table at 43. That's about $8,000 of profit, holding 15,000 shares. Taking a little more off the table at 41. Now watching for a pullback. We did get that acceleration as we pulled higher. The high is 44. Watching for a dip. And buying the dip right here. Now looking for the squeeze through 45 and a move up over $4. I think the volume here is still accelerating. So watch 47, 48. Adding at 47. Adding at 48. Now looking for the break through 350. And let's see 55, 56. There's 55. Taking a little profit. Holding 50. Adding at 52. There's 60. Next add is 65. We're looking for acceleration on this up to $4. Now we have a short squeeze. New order is at 51, 61. Took my profit off the table as we squeezed up there. I hit the bid at 60, partial fill at 60. The high now is 63. New order goes at 65. Are we going to get a hidden buyer? Added back right there. Now we're looking for the add over 65. Adding a 65. Now looking for 70 and 75. We're up 83%. We have news on this stock, which is good. There's 70. Next add is 72. Short sellers are going to get squeezed out on this one. Adding at 72. Now looking to add over 80. Added right there, 88. Now looking for the breakthrough, 95. Holding 45,000 shares and adding at 90. Looking for the breakthrough, $4. There's 94 on the ask. Taking a little profit up here. And scaling down as it pulls back. New order goes at 401. 4 million shares of volume. High of this candle is 408. Watching the dip. Added back at 90. Now watch for the add over 408. For parabolic up to 425. Watching 405. Added there at 99. So I'm looking for this extension through 405. There's 4 on the ask. There's 402, taking a little profit. New order goes 405. It's hesitating here longer than I'd like. Watching to buy back on a dip. Orders at 406. Holding 2,000 shares. Bought the dip at 92. Back to flat at 80. First loss right there on that trade. Watching to add back on pullbacks. Watching the level 2. Watch the 10-second chart. The low there was 77. Added back at 85. It's a 10-second dip. Let's see if this pops back over $4. Hidden seller, as you can see right there, at 90. Went back to flat at 88. Now I'm starting to manage risk off the low of this pullback of 77. I'm watching for a double bottom. Added back at 81. Double bottom off of, close to double bottom off of 77. New order is 405. 5 minutes to the opening bell. We're up 96%. This is our leading gapper. Added 82. Looking for that squeeze back over 90. We've got the double bottom right here on the 20 moving average. Hidden buyer at 80, it looks like. Adding at 81. So trying to add here, but nope, going flat if it's not going to break. Added, stopped at 79. Now watching a bigger pullback here down in the 65 area. No fill at 74. I'm looking to buy the bottom of a bottoming tail, but the challenge, of course, is being careful not to be in too soon. The question, of course, is does this continue for another round up, another leg higher? Maybe this is the most we're going to get. Maybe this just pulls back and that's it. High of this candle's 84. I think first 1 minute candle to make a new high is valid to watch. My order's at 88. Green on the tape. Nice. Look at that. See that pop back up? Added right here. Now we're looking for the break back over $4. Adding at 96. We'll add at 97. That's really strong. Good volume here. So now what we want to do is we want to look for the trade through 4 and through 405 as short sellers get squeezed. So I'm going to look to add at 98 and 99 for the break over 4. Looking for 98 to print. 97 on the ask. There's 98, adding at 98. Looking to add at 99. And then look for the break over 4. There's 99, adding at 99. There's 402. Holding 15,000 shares. Double top is 408. Watching to buy this dip. New orders at 408. We're up 100%. 100% right here. So now we've got this pattern here that we're working with, looking for the breakout through the high, watching to buy this dip. Added at 87. We've got 2.5 minutes to the opening bell. Okay. So this is obviously very quickly became the obvious stock today. Watch back over 96 and 97. This is an ABCD pattern. The low is 68 and our apex point is, it's 404, but that's close enough to the high. So down in this area, I want to watch for accumulating a position for the break through the apex of the ABCD pattern. So this candle has a high of 95. I think if 95 breaks, that's the spot where I want to start adding. Right? Because then first candle to make a new high for the break back over 4. There's green on the tape, adding at 92 to anticipate the break of 95, adding at 96. Now we're looking for the break of the ABCD pattern through 405. Holding, looking to add 402, 403. Add at 402, looking to add at 405. What we want on this is that squeeze through 408 up to 410. Added at 99 right there. Now let's look for the break through 405 coming into the open and a rip up to 408. We've got 10 seconds to the opening bell. And I'm going to look to add 408. So watching here. Look for the red to green, squeeze through 408. Adding right there, 99. There's 404. Can we break 408? Back to flat. New order 410. Profit, but not the big winner. Watching a dip, added at 74. Bought the dip at 74. And now look at that flash back up to 96. That's 20 cents on the dip. Right? So now let's watch to see if this goes through 408. Adding at 405. Now looking for the squeeze through 408 and 410. There's 406. Reducing size, it's not breaking. Still a nice trade. And still happy to add back at 408. This is a flat top setup. It's not breaking yet. There's a strong wall of sellers up there. It only takes one, right? Those tuned in on YouTube, I hope you do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. What a surprise. Talk about Wild Card Friday, right? Added back at 93, 92. Trying to look for the opening range breakout. Holding 2,500 shares, trading smaller size in this area. Orders at 408. Watching green on the tape. And what I'm looking for is this apex through the flat top breakout. Watching the ad on dips. Added at 81 to buy the dip. There's back to 90. Reducing size at 90 from the ad at 81. Manage the risk on that trade. We're still waiting for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, but this is our critical level, 368. It has to hold 368. I can dip off that level, but we want to see that level hold. And then first 1 minute candle to make a new high, we'll see if we rip through the apex point. Added back at 85. I want to see if we're getting close to that first 1 minute candle to make a new high for the pop through 95 and then 4. We're churning here a little bit, but all things considered, it's still holding at 95% gain. Watch over 92, 93. First 1 minute candle to make a new high. Added at 77. Looking to double bottom off of VWAP. Bottoming tail here. Watch over 88. Ad spot is 90. First 1 minute candle to make a new high, and then we're looking for a red to green through 4. Let's see if we get it. Back to flat. It's breaking this critical level here of 368. So our open is 5 red candles in a row. We got the extension and a little red to green dip from 74 up to 406. We'll keep it on watch, but right now it's pulling back. So, and this has kind of been the problem right now, where we have stocks that kind of go straight up and then we don't end up really getting a good first pullback. Like, we're not getting a good first 5 minute pullback on this. All we got really was like a 1 minute, just it pulled away. So I'm okay with that, I guess. I did the best I could, but stock went up 100%. Made 25 grand on it, 24. Reminder as always, my results are not typical. I've been doing this for a long time. So when I see these setups, I know to get aggressive. Why? It's the most obvious stock today. It's the one that most likely everyone's watching. That's where we'll get more predictable action. Right now we're at the 20 moving average. It's a double bottom at 58. Added at 59, just small size. We'll just start testing the water to see if we bottom out off the 20 moving average. If we do, then cool. If not, that's okay. But we want to look to see if this starts stair-stepping back up. So made 6 cents on that trade there with 3,000 shares, about 180 bucks. Back to flat. I Thank you, by the way, for those who are new. Today is your first day tuning into the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you hitting the thumbs up. Finally, a candle's green. So the pivot is around 78 to start stair stepping up. Added at 78. Now looking for a move back to 85. Out at 85. Now watching for a pullback. Dip trade at 85. Bought the dip. Looking for the break over 395. So as we look at this pattern, we're starting to get a 5-minute formation. The high was 93, which is pretty good. So first 5-minute candle to make a new high is what I'm going to be starting to watch, right? Added down there at 80. Now let's look back over 88 and 89 for a trade. Trying to kind of get dialed in here for a possible trade over 4. So watching for an add at 388, 389. And then looking for that rush through 4 and short covering over 4. Add at 88. We'll add at 90, 95, 96, 97, 98. If we can get that clean squeeze through 4. Add it at 90. So trying to kind of start to size up here for the red to green break on the 5-minute and a squeeze through, but see that seller just came back in. Flat at 85 for now. Certainly an area where you have to be careful. This is a pullback, and we've got a number of doji candles. I think that was more or less a break-even trade. The open price was 95. We'll see what it wants to do. Okay, so it's about 9:40. This 5-minute candle is about to close, and we either will false break or we'll have a true break. It's going to be one or the other. So positioning with a lower entry allows that if it's a false break, the risk is managed with smaller size and then adding into confirmation. A lot of green on the tape there, but sellers at 88. Probably added at 90. Probably a combination of people. So now watch this over 97. Add it at 97. Some profit at 4. But more or less a break-even trade, right? It started to pull away and then dipped back down. The high's 401. It's, you know, it's getting interesting. So that initially looks like a breakout, and now we need to see it break through 405. So I'm flat on it right now, but watching it add back. It's retracing back up. Add at 402. I think we're going to break through 408. So looking to add at 404, 405, add at 405. We're looking for that squeeze through 408. There's 408, added at 408. Now look for 415. Add at 415. Now we're looking for 420. We're starting to pull away. This is a fresh setup. Watch over 418 for that parabolic short covering. Add it at 416. So trying to size up on this and look for that squeeze through 420. There's 416. 17 coming up. Look for 17. There's 18. I want to see that squeeze through 420. It's not doing it. It's just, it's stalling out up here. So see, we're up here. We've got some good volume. The high is 18. Let's see if it can hold 4. This is a pullback. Added at 14. There's 16. There's 17. Let's look for the trade through 420. The fact is, it's holding $4. So this is pretty bullish. Watching to buy dips off 4. We're up 109%. Let's watch over 418. If it starts to pull away, I'm going to be aggressively adding 425, 430, 440 for a squeeze up to 450. There's 18. Watching for my ads for the move up to 19, 20, 25. Added at 18. Now I'm going to add at 25. Watch as this starts to pull away. Adding at 24. Now next adds 35. This is where we start to push. Look for that squeeze up to 450. Adding at 35, right? Now this is where you're getting short covering. Add at 38. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Next adds 45. Adding at 45, and I'm looking for that surge through the $0.50. Can we get the break up to 48? A little profit in the 40s. Adding at 45. Now looking for 48. Short cover through the $0.50 and a move up to 5. Back to flat. New order goes at 45. So fairly well executed on that trade. Added in the pullback and then sized up into the breakout. New high is 49, right at the $0.50. I wanted to see it rip through that level and then prove it could hold 450 just the way it proved it held 4. New orders at 55. Added at 34 to buy the dip. Looking for the retest of 45. Back to flat at 30. So what we have on this are these breakouts and then coming into these periods of consolidation. We're up 118%, 30 million shares of volume. Dip trade at 24, 3,000 shares. Looking for 27, 28, pop back up over 30. $27's good enough for now. Profit. High volume on the green candle. So I think the thing here that was really important to be watching was on the 10-second chart, the way we had this consolidation. It broke a whole $1 and it didn't even come back to retest it. I mean, it really didn't. It broke 4 and it held above. So that's where basing out for that trade through 418 made sense. Anyone who is short versus the stop of 408, as it broke over this level, they were then underwater and having to kind of, okay, is this thing gonna break down? No, it's breaking up. I need to cover because these can squeeze, they can halt. This is what small cap traders look for momentum. These are big moves. Reminder as always, trading is risky and my results are not typical. Today has been a surprising wild card Friday with one stock leading the way. New orders at 50. Watching the tape. Watching the chart, added back at 40. Starting to get positioned here for an add through 45 and the second wave. First pullback got bought up nicely. So let's watch and see if this breaks 45. If we see 46, 47, 48, there's 47, right? So you know how when we start to see those prints, 47, 48, 49, that's what we look for. Now we want to see a little more green on the tape. I'm watching it to come back up to 47, 48 to add for the breakthrough 50. Watching the level 2. Green, add it at 44. There's 46, looking to add at 47. Add it at 47. Now let's look for that squeeze through 48. As 48 thins out, we want to see the break through 450. Back of mind target on this, if we break through 450 and we can hold over that level, then 475. Holding right now, looking to add at 48. 48 starting to thin out. The seller moved out of the way. Watching 48 and then 49 for the rip through the $0.50. Add at 48, there's 50. It's not breaking immediately. Watching, dip at 43. Let's see if we retest 48. Watching for the retest, the second attempt. $20,000 share bid, nice. My average is 44. Back to flat. Double top. I don't like to have to hit the bid, but if it starts to pull back off a double top, I'm going to get out. So now we've got double top up here around 50, the same as we did at 408, 405. Dip trade at 24. Add at 17. So buying the dip on this. Average is 21. There's 24. Looking for the pop back up to 28 and 30. There's 27. Little profit there. So sitting at $28,975.88 right here. Gave back a little off the top. So now with a false breakout there, you can watch for another 5-minute setup, right? So first pullback here, the second pullback could be here, and then we'll still be watching the break over 449. So these were some nice momentum trades. I wasn't totally expecting it, but for those that have been tuned in on the morning show, thank you guys for being tuned in. I hope you hit the thumbs up. If you enjoy the morning show, if you enjoy watching these kinds of trades, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. It really makes a big difference. This is the thing that I'm going to tell you about this type of trading. These are the type of stocks that you want to be watching. If you're a momentum trader, this stock went up 115% in one morning. That is incredible. Now let's just think about the stock market at large. The stock market at large has been performing 7.5% per year for the last 20 years. Now, there are some stocks that, of course, far exceed that on a particular year and some that go bankrupt. Those are the extremes. And the people that are just invested in the S&P 500 long term, those extremes kind of level it out to the 7.5% average. My job is to be the day trade warrior, to get in here, get super aggressive, find the one stock making a huge move today and trade the heck out of it. Trade it as aggressively as I can, capture as much profit as I can, and then stop and walk away and do it again tomorrow. And that's what I do day after day after day after day. That's how I traded when I started with $583 in my account in January of 2017. and I've grown it to over $10 million in gross profit. That's a return of, gosh, let me see what the percentage return is on that. It's, I mean, you know that that's a pretty outrageous return. I'll have to check as of so as of the last audit of my accounts, I had produced a return of 1,645,000%. Now, granted, that took 5 years to do it. I started in January of 2017, and no, my results are not typical, and you shouldn't assume that you'll achieve anything even close to what I've achieved. But if you want to learn about momentum trading, maybe you won't find any profit. I can't make any guarantee that you will. But if you want to focus on momentum trading, you should probably learn from someone who's doing it. And you should be focusing on the leading gainers each day. And that's what I did. That's what I do every single day. So top gapper today, SIDU, gapping up 100%. We had news. It was out at 9 a.m. It's the top gainer in the entire stock market today at 109%. If we look at relative volume leaders, it's probably going to be in the top 5 of relative volume leaders. It's possible that there'll be a relative volume leader that is, where am I? What am I looking for here? There we go. It's possible there'll be 1 or 2. Yeah, you see here, there's a couple that are a little higher, but 2,500% relative volume. My metrics tell me that this is where I make the most money. It's trading stocks that have high relative volume. These are the stocks that have the liquidity to be able to get in and get out and manage risk. You can look at my metrics over here, and I share my metrics with you not to be bragging. It's not to brag. It's because I want you to know that I actually know what I'm talking about. So this is over $10 million in profit, and let's go down here to performance by relative volume. You see that big blue bar right there, right here? That's the performance by relative volume, 500% and higher. That's where I make money. Now, 500% means 5 times or higher. So 5 times relative volume. Well, SIDU is 2,400 times relative volume. So this is the right type of stock to trade. So those who have been tuning in for the morning show, if you want to learn more about my strategy, I'm going to post a link and I'll post it right up here. This will be a link to a video on my simplest day trading strategy. So check that out if you want to learn more. If you want to check out the TED Talk I recently did, I'll put that link right here. It's on the 7 steps that I would take if I was going to start over as a beginner trader today. And thank you guys as always for tuning in. And a reminder, as always, trading is risky and my results are not typical.